Hi everyone. So this week I have with me Nathan, also known on Instagram as Nbropeflow. Nathan and we talk pretty regularly on Instagram, but there's still a lot I don't know about him, and so I thought it'd be fun to have him on and talk about one of our most favorite things in the world.
Yeah,
So Nathan, how are you
low
today?
flow. Doing great. Doing great. We're on opposite ends of the world, and sounds like you're starting your day, and I'm ending mine. So
Yeah, yeah,
really good. Thanks for reaching out.
yeah. Thank you for coming on. I
hmm
guess we'll start with your movement background then. What did you do? I guess before rope flow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like growing up, pretty normal stuff. I did karate with my brothers and my dad.
Oh wow.
Uh,
Okay.
growing up for I don't know. I think maybe 10 years or so, and wasn't like super serious. Like we didn't do. I don't even know what you do with karate as far as like competitions or anything. But it was just like a shared activity with my dad, and so there was, the katas have a lot of like movement, and I remember. I think actually I wouldn't have been able to call it a flow state, but my first experience of it was going through katas and karate, where you've done something a million times and your body just kind of moves and you're not really thinking about it. Um, and you get to the point where you're starting to put your own flair on things as well, even though everyone's doing the same thing.
Okay,
And
so
so,
even in katas, you there's room for just your own style, your own flair.
I mean,
To
sometimes the instructor would be like, "Nate, calm down," but but
Uh,
yeah, I mean, yeah, you put a little something in there.
right, right.
Yeah,
Actually, I know where you're from because you just told me, but maybe for the people, we'll just start with
yeah,
that.
sure. So yeah, I'm from Iowa. I live for anyone outside the United States. That's in the middle of the country. It's kind of by Chicago, a couple hours away, and grew up here. I went to college in Los Angeles, but ended up back here, and my family, my wife and four kids are here. So yeah, yeah, just it's a place where you make your own fun. It's not exciting, so you end up not spending all your money on stuff.
Did you choose to live in Iowa because that's just where you're from and what you're familiar with?
t- Sort of. I my For work, I was marketing. So I'm a financial advisor. I help run a independent financial firm, and I was marketing a lot in Chicago and living there about 15 years ago. And then I decided, so we work with physicians, and so it's kind of based around universities. And the University of Iowa, I was thinking, oh, I could do some marketing there and, see my parents every once in a while. And it ended up just going way better here than it did in Chicago, probably because I'm from here. And,
Right, right.
you know, you can talk to people better wherever you're from, it seems like. But anyway, it was a natural way to come back. But yeah, I'm about 30 miles from where I grew up.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Off topic, but I've never been to Chicago. Is the food really that good?
In Chicago, well, I mean, depends on what kind of food. If you go to Chicago, you got to get deep dish pizza.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so there are a few places you want to go there. But yeah, that's kind of what they're famous for. And yeah, but other than that, I mean, it feels like food wise, a lot of places now are very franchised out. It's like wherever you go in the world, you're
Right.
going to
Right.
run into a
Chipotle.
Starbucks and a PF Chang's and it's like so that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think Chicago has great food.
And then actually, we're gonna go back to the karate. How
hmm
long did you do karate for? I did it for like
I
6 months, so I know a little bit.
Yeah, I okay. So I think we started when I was about. So I'm going to say 7 or 8 years. I said 10 previously. I think it's closer to 7 or 8.
Okay.
I got to purple belt, and then just sort of by then high school hit, and I was just kind of like doing
And
other stuff. Um, Movement background wise, though, I did a lot of hockey also growing up, um, and then that kind of developed into rollerblading, like I grew up during the action sports era when everything was, extreme ESPN,
Okay.
X Games type stuff, and so I grew up rollerblading too, and that I feel like so rope flow almost is like a I'm 40 and can't jump off things now, but it gives me the same kind of feeling. It's like it's
Right,
like a
right.
replacement for
Hmm.
me. So
Would
yeah.
would you say karate is sort of like your main movement? Do you have a main movement, or did you kind of like you did a lot of
Sorry,
things?
I just started there and got sidetracked. It would be rollerblading would be the
Oh,
main
okay.
thing that like stuck in my head that kind of imprinted on me. And I feel like for better and worse, I've kind of taken on a similar mentality in rope flow, and I'm trying to change it in some ways, but also in other ways, I feel like it kind of has helped.
How much
Um,
do you think rollerblading helped with rope flow, if at all?
it, yeah, I think it has not so much that the skills are the same, but more so like a mentality. Like I'll, I find it enjoyable to not so much drill to get something perfect, but if I'm working on unlocking something and it's like just I can taste it, it's like just out of reach, but I can't do it yet. I There's like this hyper focus that comes over me, maybe because I'm a little ADD, but there's like a hyper focus that comes over me that feels similar to like a flow state, even though you're not successful at what
Right,
you're doing.
right.
And so I can sit for not sit, I can stand for a long period of time and just try the same thing over and over and almost not even see the mistakes happening in the sense of not like I don't get frustrated easily.
Okay.
Um, so that's a mentality. Any skate video, any rollerblading video, you will after every clip you'll hear people cheering in the background. It's like, yeah, oh my. And what that is it's not that this guy or gal is just so good every time. It's you're seeing the 50th time and they're all
Right.
stacked together,
Uh-huh.
and so again, for better or worse, like that's I think the I've been very I've erred on the side of being kind of maybe too tricky. And one of my goals is in rope flow is to work on having more of a sustained, like I want to be able to go for several minutes
Right.
and and not get too complicated, but like clean several minutes.
Right,
I don't
right.
have that yet, but that's sort of an overarching goal.
Actually, that reminds. I wanted to ask about the frustration part.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, there's some things. Because these days I don't get frustrated either, but it was sort of a learned skill for me.
Yeah,
Because in the beginning I'd get frustrated, and I'm sure there's like quite a bit of people.
yeah.
Why do you think you don't get frustrated, or what would you like attribute that to?
Um, well, I'll say a couple things. I think first thing would probably be that most of the way I practice rope flow is like in 10-minute chunks.
Okay,
So
okay.
I don't really give myself the chance to be frustrated. I do a bit at night too when I'm going for a while and can just work on something for a while. But most of it is like through. I use it as I'm a big fan of like a 10-minute work break because I mean I'm in my office. That I work at a desk all day.
Yeah.
You need to, especially around 2 p.m. in the afternoon, kind of thing. You need to like break things up. I have a sliding door right here, so I just grab my rope and go right outside, and I can be doing it in 10 seconds.
Right, right.
And so that I just kind of do 10-minute chunks, and so there's in several of those throughout the day. So I don't really give myself the chance to be frustrated. If I start feeling frustrated, I kind of just leave it and then come back fresh an hour or two later. But then if I'm working for a while, I'm just used to maybe it's just that I'm like a little older now and my ego isn't wrapped up in how I'm swinging a rope,
Right.
but it just doesn't. I don't know. I just there's a certain amount of like
It's
you
just
can
fun,
just
I
laugh
guess.
at yourself when you're learning something, so you're going to
Yeah.
be bad at first, and you just expect to be bad, and it's awesome when you get something. So I don't know. I don't deal with a lot of frustration about it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's just it's play, it's fun,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then I mean, frustrating being frustrated doesn't help either. So I guess it's like,
Right.
yeah, you gotta relax, I guess.
Yeah. I have limited time. I have to go back and forth between like meeting with clients and then out in my, so if I'm mad that I can't do something,
Right,
talking to
right.
the next person, I'm like all agree. Like I can't allow myself to get in a
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
mood
that is true.
in the middle
Yeah,
of the
we
day.
got you got more important things to deal with
Right.
anyway.
Yeah.
Do you
So
do you track how much you practice in a day, or
no.
do you have an idea of how
Mm-mm.
much?
An idea, yeah. I'll probably take between 4 and 6 little breaks a
Mhm.
day, so about 40 minutes to an hour total.
Right, right.
And it's not like on the weekends I don't do much because I'm with family and doing other stuff. If I try to, I was telling my kids last Saturday, I was like, okay, like after breakfast, I'll come outside with you guys and blah blah blah, and they go, but Dad, are you gonna be roping? I was like, oh, okay, I'll leave the rope alone and we can play hide and seek or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't do much on the weekends, but yeah, during the week it's maybe 40 minutes to an hour,
Right.
and then maybe a bit at night. Yeah.
I've been playing around with like you said, practicing in chunks, and
Hmm.
like if you can, I feel like it might be the best way.
I think so.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Like it just
Well,
feels.
tell me what you think about this. I think it's particularly good for unlocking things
Mhm.
because you're coming back fresh. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
for me, after 30 minutes of trying something, let's say, or working on drilling, like you're not fresh. It's almost like sets working out. Like
Hmm, hmm.
the time spent doing the movement is better when you're fresh, just for learning.
Yeah, yeah.
There's probably a case to be made that if you're trying to increase the sustainability, like the length that you're
Hmm.
doing a flow for, that like longer practice times might help with that, I would guess.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I really enjoy the 10-minute break.
Yeah, no, I agree actually. I haven't thought about like what it's best for, but definitely unlocks.
Hmm.
Um, or I guess if you're trying to explore new ideas, or like,
Yeah,
I guess if you keep coming back to the same idea, it could be helpful. But even if you're all over the place every single time, it's still pretty nice.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
And
guess,
you,
oh, so go ahead.
oh, sorry, I was just going to say, you know when like you can't get something during, or maybe this doesn't happen for you anymore, but
It does, it does.
when you, when you can't get something during the day, you go to sleep and you wake up and boom, it's just there. That kind of happens in a mini form, I think, when
Right.
you have an hour break in
Yeah,
between,
yeah.
um, where you can sometimes you come back after a few hours, and what you were working on, it's either there or you're closer.
Yeah, yeah. Have you heard? I don't know if this is like common knowledge, but I read somewhere, I think I read in a book that when you sleep, your brain still continues like the motor patterns, but at a faster rate. And so, yeah, when you wake up, even if you had the same practice time as the night before, technically you should be more skilled, I
Yeah,
guess. Yeah, yeah.
I have heard that around, but I don't think it would have stuck if I see it happen with my kids because
Oh,
they're learning everything, how to do everything, and I watch them like trying to ride a bike, for example, is very much like that. That's been our kids' experience. It's like they're not quite getting it, and then they go to sleep. Like you try it on Saturday, go to sleep, and it's just kind of there on Sunday in a different way
right.
than it seems like sleep helps.
Yeah, yeah. And
Mm.
oh, yeah, I was gonna say also with the like the short chunks, sometimes I'll have like the thing is with me, if I don't rope flow for a few days, my skills, I don't feel like it gets that rusty, but the ideas that I had, it kind of just disappears. And now I don't know what to work on all of a sudden. But
Yeah.
like just the daily practice and even breaking it up within a day, it's like I always feel like I'm going through everything again. So
Yep.
I that's maybe one of my favorite things about frequent practice.
Yeah. And I like a lot of people have jobs and careers where they can't do that. I will say though, like I see like Roxy for example doing it in her office,
Yeah.
and I'm like fist pumping because it's awesome. Like I messaged her and I was like, dude, if I was doing that, there'd be broken glass everywhere. But good for you. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, not everyone can break it up that way, but I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so how long have you been doing rope flow? Not
Yeah,
too long, right?
okay, so I bought a rope in like December of 24, and I saw I always get his name. I have a hard time with his name, but Nsima in Yang.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
Yeah. I know of him.
Of it, right? Yeah, of him. Yeah, I'm best friends with him. Uh, so I saw a video he did with it was basically about like counterbalancing your lifting with
Mhm.
spinal flexion. And so I was like, okay, that's interesting. And I picked one up and I was watching some of his stuff and learned like, so this is like December of 24. I learned like the four basic, race and chase, overhand and underhand, matador, overhand, both, and dragon rolls and sneaks. And
Mhm.
none of it probably looked very good, but that's kind of what I was working with. And would use it as like a warm up before working out
Mhm.
because it is good for like getting your spine ready to
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
for sure. And yeah, I think I saw somebody on YouTube do a sushi roll, and I thought that was like the pinnacle. And so I tried to learn that, and I would just do. I made a lot of sushi from in the first like 7 or 8 months, and then somewhere around like late summer, we had we had our fourth baby in March of 25, and I found just between work and new baby and everything, I wasn't going to the gym very much. It's been like I'm trying to get back into it now. Um, but I sort of in the I don't know August or somewhere I heard Nsima say something like, "Yeah, I'm not like the best rope flow guy out there," and I was like, "What? You're not?" And he goes like, "I'm no alpaca flow," and I was like, "Alpaca flow? Who is this?" I said, "It sounds so mysterious. It sounds like a." I was like, "Am I gonna? Is this like a guy who lives at the top of a mountain in Peru or something?"
Uh-huh.
And so I looked him up, and I was just like flabbergasted. It looked like magic to me.
Yeah.
What was happening? It's like this rope is spinning around his body, and all these different. You don't even know what you're seeing, or how it's working. It just
Yeah.
looks impossible. Because no one's jumping. I know that's people rag on rope flow people for that, but I thought it was awesome that like you're not even jumping and somehow this thing's going all around you. I don't understand it, and I so that kind of grabbed me, and then I realized, oh, there's this whole like community on Instagram and other places that so that kind of like by the end of the summer, I think I joined Rope Flow Mastermind around October, and that's kind of when I started actually learning more than the like basic stuff.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So you got the basics, the sushi roll. Do you remember sort of like what you were before Ruffalo Mastermind? What else you were
Mhm.
kind of how did you structure? How did you like progress?
Oh,
Just
the sushi rolls, man. I mean not really. I would say I was like I would take the things that I knew and I'd put music on and I'd go out in the backyard and just swing it around and hit myself in the face and none of it looked great. But I could do like I could kind of free flow with those four basic things.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I was like walking around with it. I was doing stuff like that. But I mean the basis of what I would do is just again it was like 10-minute breaks, but I wasn't looking to really progress as much as put myself in a kind of a calm state of mind. And it was that kind of back and
Right.
forth of the
Uh-huh.
sushi roll or the
Mm,
or maki roll that I wasn't doing maki rolls, but I that back and forth where your feet are planted, I enjoyed
right.
that.
Right. I guess
Hmm.
even in the beginning, you don't even know what's possible. So it's like
Right.
you don't even have a idea of progression. It's just like, okay, like this is rope flow. I figured it out.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do
I
it.
have a, I have a distinct memory of last year looking at the rope in the corner and being like, I think I've done what I'm going to do here.
No, I've had that too. uh,
And
no, yeah, yeah. No, because I think
well, I
like
ran into everybody else who
yeah,
can work
yeah.
magic with it, and it looks awesome.
I think like 7 months, 7 or 8 months in, I was like, I think I've exhausted my potential with the rope flow.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, all right, wait a minute, maybe not. But
Yeah.
good to know. I wasn't the only one.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure your 7 months looked a little different than, than mine.
But actually, we started around the same time. Well, I started earlier, but we started in the same year. I started in the
Hmm.
fall of 2024.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What would you say well, how did you get into it?
So I came across a YouTube video by Way of the Rope. I was
Yeah.
looking into biomechanics in the beginning, and then I thought I was watching a video on biomechanics, and then the rope flow came up. So I was like, at the time, I still didn't know what it was, but I was like, if a guy who's interested in biomechanics is, you know, saying good things about rope flow, then maybe it's not like a gimmick. But then I
Yeah.
kind of forgot about it, and then shortly I came across Edward Troyes on Instagram, and he was talking about how he's like
Okay.
he lifts like 70, 80, 90 kilo kettlebells, like this insane guy. And he
Wow.
was talking about how he got strong thanks to rope flow. And I'm like, okay, that's bullshit. And I was watching the video, but apparently,
Right.
apparently he had like a
Is it
scapula
connected?
problem, and then rope flow fixed the shoulder issue, the scapula problem,
Oh.
and then because of that, he was able to lift. I'm like, okay, so this is no longer a gimmick. And then I
In-
went on YouTube, rope flow, and then I found
Yeah.
Alpaca's like cinematic rope flow practice. He's on the beach, and I'm just
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that's yeah,
That's
it's it's
awesome.
ki- it's kind of funny because before I started, I was only concerned with the benefits, like what is it gonna do for me? What am I gonna get out of it? And then after I
Hmm.
started, like I couldn't care. I shouldn't say I couldn't care less, but like it's just it's a
Yeah.
secondary thing. Like as long as it's not harming my body, I'm happy.
Right. Yeah, as long as it's not hurting. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. I had the same experience. I got into it because of I was checking out whether this could keep my thoracic spine a little more mobile. And that's I think people need it's not like a ubiquitous thing yet. And so it helps for new people, I think, to have like a justification for why they're
That's true.
gonna, you know,
Yeah.
either go to the hardware store and buy a rope that they're going to throw on the trash a week later and buy a real one, or spend a little bit of money to get one. It just you need something benefits wise to get you over that hump.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I could I do it now because I like doing it. As long as it's not hurting me, it's just fun.
So what would you say is like, or what are the things that you like about rope flow? Because there's so many things you could talk about, so many areas that you could like.
Gosh, I mean that is kind of what I like about it is that there are so many ways to use it, and you can kind of make it into whatever you want. Um, for me, I tend to use it as again just like daily activity to break up the day. I'm not looking for a cardio workout. I'm not looking for super mobility necessarily, although I think it helps in those areas. But I'd say maybe more mental. I enjoy. I didn't realize that there's like again we're all a little different, but for me I need some physical outlet, especially to music.
Mhm.
Moving my body to music, and I'm not good at dancing, so
Yeah, me neither.
moving my body to music, especially with this is part of what I liked about skating too, is interacting with an external object is part of it for me. Like a skill based interacting with something. It's not just my body. I have an object that I'm doing something with, and it's expressive. Like that whole area of like expressing yourself to music with something is, uh, I really enjoy it.
I'm happy you brought it up. I was actually thinking the same thing. I forgot about it, but before Ropeflow, I was looking. I wanted to be good at an external, like, using an external object.
Yeah,
Like, of course, I admire people. People can do all sorts of things with their bodies, and they're flexible, and they can crawl, they can move like an animal, whatever. But like,
yeah,
when you see someone who's so skilled with an object, it's like a part of their body, and it's just,
yeah.
it's different. It's mesmerizing. So I
It
was
is.
like, I want that, and I was looking into nunchucks before. Ah, no, no.
You didn't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
It's
that's not. One
but
of the one of the first videos actually I posted, a guy, he was like trolling me and said, "I bet you're really good at nunchucks too, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, you should talk to my sensei. I'm one of the best in the world."
oh, yeah, but it just, I guess there's just something about getting good at a. I don't know. I wonder what it is. Like, what is this desire?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just know that yeah, I like building a skill with a thing. Um, and, that I haven't really thought about it more than that. The music part is big too.
Yeah,
Just
that's true.
being, yeah. I can't turn it on when I'm drilling, or else no drilling will happen. I'll just kind of
That's true.
go.
That is true.
But,
That's true.
but yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I think before I tried. I was thinking about nunchucks, juggling, and jump rope. But
Yeah,
rope flow is kind of like all three of them almost.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, totally.
So lucky
Absolutely.
me. And then, do you structure your sessions at all? Like, do you have all right, this 10 minutes is gonna be drill, this 10 minutes is gonna be something else.
I haven't as much. I mean, it's roughly that way. I will do, it's becoming more that way because I'm seeing the value of having more structure. Um, what I've done, so I would again still be just doing sushi rolls before my workouts if I wasn't in Rope Flow Mastermind. So again, like little shameless commercial for Elias and Sanisha. They're like having a system that someone's just walking me through
Yeah.
has been extremely helpful. So that foundations course. So my to answer the question, my practice would be like wherever I'm at in the course. So I went through foundations, and it's like you have the weekly deepening stuff. Um, and so I'm always kind of working on something. It's not structured though. It's just sort of in the
Mm,
back of my head. I'm working on this week, and I'll flow around that. Like this week, the it's anchored overhand sneaks, right? It's
mm,
the deepening thing, and so I'm trying to like I'll go outside and just sort of warm up and be working that movement into I don't know, I call it like flow drilling where it's like
right.
yes, I'm drilling it, I'm trying to get that pattern clean, I'm trying to get it better, um, but I'm working my way in and out of it a lot, doing and I'm probably working on two or three things at
Right.
the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. That's basically what I do as well.
Oh, is it? Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. I guess in the beginning, structure is really important because like
Hmm.
and systems as well because you don't know how to progress, what to do next.
Right.
But after a
Yeah.
certain point, I like how you can just kind of wing it, and you can still get very good
Yeah.
after you
Yeah.
get past like the initial.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go through something like the foundations course where it takes you from zero to like, okay, I have a base, um, then then yeah, I think there is a little rope flow. I think of as kind of like a big river, and you have your guide taking you down. Hopefully, I suppose you could learn just on your. I could not, but you have someone guiding you. But then there's all these little tributaries off to the side that you can just at any point you can go. I want to go explore down there
Yeah.
and see what's down there. And you're for sure not the first person to be down there, but it's nice to explore,
Yeah.
and just kind of find out. And then you can always come back to the main river when you
That's a
want
good
to.
way to put it. Yeah.
Um,
And the more you explore, the more you realize like how deep it is, how vast. And it's like,
mhm.
all right, maybe I should turn back for now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, and I don't know if I'd be curious if this has been your experience. I was asking I feel like my intention with rope flow has changed a couple times since I started. Once I ran into all you guys on Instagram, I was like, okay, I want to learn a bunch of sick tricks now, and so I kind of like tried to do that for a while, and I still like I love unlocking new things, but now I'm realizing how much of a and I think this is a natural progression. It's not like regret or anything, but
Right.
I'm realizing now how much of a ground up uh, practice it is, and I
Hmm.
don't like my footwork sucks, and so and so like I'm kind of going back and trying to reestablish some foundational stuff
Right, right.
with footwork or with just biomechanics. I haven't really. It's exposing all these
Mm.
things about how I just move in general that is very helpful. You know, I was sitting like or not sitting, I was standing doing the dishes last night and noticed that the inside of my right foot was kind of tilted out and a little duck footed up. I have an injury from rock climbing
Mm.
and just didn't really rehab it very well. And I'm usually not conscious of that, but because of rope flow, I like just fixed it.
Right, right.
And now I'm standing. And you know, that's not profound, but maybe 30 more years of that would be profound on how
Yeah.
I'm walking when I'm 70 or
Mm-hmm.
something. Um, I guess my point is I think you learn things. Sanisha actually said I was asking him, I forget what I was asking him, but he said something like on the platform, he said something like, "Yeah, I've learned rope flow 3 times. Um,
Mm.
like I've learned it and then I've gone back. I've like discovered something else fundamental. This is me interpreting
Yeah.
what he said, but like you know, and then I've gone back to the beginning and learned it again, and gone back to the beginning and learned it again, and I can see how that would be the case for sure.
Yeah. That's yeah, because he'll tell me about like something about race and chase or matadors that I'd even like realize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think also
and
with me. Oh, go ahead.
well, I was just gonna make one quick comment. Is I love run. I will never be amazing at any one thing. I like doing several things, but I love running into people who it's like they can talk to you for an hour about race and chase, or they're just such a expert in one area, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe a couple areas, but you know them in this one area that you know they make you realize how deep a rabbit hole goes that you thought was
Yeah.
just like okay, learned race and chase, moving on. Um, you know, and it's probably like that with everything. So I love running into people who can take you into like take a you know piece of rope you're swinging around and get you thinking about how you move through life and how it's like you're
Yeah. Yeah.
questioning everything now.
Um, that's the same with me because I kind of get bored easily. So I admire people that can just stick to
Yeah,
something for so many years and refine it. It's just like,
yeah,
wow, I wonder if I can, become half as good as they are.
right. Yeah. Sorry though, I interrupted. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna, what you said about the, going from the flashy to the more fundamentals. I think also with me, it's like a pendulum. It just keeps swinging.
Yes.
I go fundamental and then flashy, fundamental, flashy. But I enjoy it. Like it's,
Yeah.
uh, it's nice to do both.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because uh, for me, like I'll run into walls that I can't. I can tell I'm not moving well when I'm pushing into expressive, explorer, that kind of end of the pendulum. I can tell something. It's like I have an idea in my head that I can't quite pull off, and so I know that's telling me something about going back to fundamentals
Right.
to get some. There's some underlying thing that's happening that
Hmm.
should be addressed.
Yeah, and they help each other too. It's not like completely separate either.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, I wanted to bring something up at the event in March in Tokyo. There was a
Hmm.
really interesting question. Someone asked David, so when he first made Ropeflow, invented Ropeflow, it was more of a like the focus on the fitness aspect.
Hmm.
But now there's a lot of it's a bit more. There's an art side to it. It's almost like dance, and so his question was: is Ropeflow sort of going in a direction that he didn't um,
Oh,
expect?
interesting.
It was a good question, and I have to paraphrase David's answer because he did a beautiful answer. I can't
Okay.
quote him, but he said something about how right now there's two distinct paths, right? There's the maybe the art side and then the functional side, but in the end they eventually marry each other. And it was just
Sure.
like one of the greatest answers I've ever heard. But
That's
that
awesome.
kind of reminded me of that a little bit, where it's like,
Yeah.
even people might say things about the flashy stuff, but it's like, do it long enough and they'll kind of like
Oh yeah.
just, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not against flashy stuff. I mean, that's what catches people's eyes
Yeah.
that are outside. That, if everything just looks the same, I don't know. I mean, there is an expressive and a exhibitionist aspect to what we're doing that I I don't think anyone should apologize for. I think if it's
Yeah.
all that and there's no fundamentals, then it's like okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the outside eye notices spikes in movement. You don't see, back to when like I was starting, it all just looked not the same, but I couldn't tell the difference between anything. But like for instance, the first time I saw Abby do a mic release, I thought it was a mic release until a couple days ago. But
Yeah.
first time I saw her do that, I was like, oh my goodness, what is that? That's incredible. That looks
Yeah.
impossible. So it is, I don't know, it's stuff like that that grabs the attention of people who aren't doing it yet. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just fun.
And it is. And like, as long as you're not sort of, if your entire reason for practice is for likes,
Mm.
then like maybe that's not the most healthiest thing.
Okay.
But like, aside from that, if it's just, I mean, they're fun to do, and
Hmm.
like like you said, it catches people's eye. It helps spread growth flow, and then you can be like, oh yeah, there's also, it's not just about spinning it. So it's a
Right.
definitely not a bad, nothing to be ashamed about.
Yeah. 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 It's all fun. And even the flashier stuff, I think, can become part of just a normal routine, like, I don't know. It's all kind of the same. But yeah, your point about functional and then artistic coming together, I think that's a really good point. Yeah.
Speaking of, you're very good at the mic releases. Can you like, can you walk us through
Well,
the
thanks.
yeah. No, because I don't remember which reveal, but like all of a sudden you're busting out reverse, and then you went into like maybe a whip or something like that. And I'm just like, I was like, wow, I didn't know he could do this. So just like,
Um, yeah, I don't know. It just kind of clicked like I was doing that after I saw Abby do it. I was like, okay, I am doing this, and I Googled rope flow twirly flip. Had
did it come
a
up?
hard, no, had a hard time finding a tutorial. Googling that.
Really flip. We got to change the name now.
Right. Yeah. So I just went into my basement and tried it for a while, and I could kind of do well, I don't even know. There's like a regular one is like almost underhand, right? And then a reverse is, I would think of it as overhand.
Yeah, so my understanding is the regular is I believe it's clockwise,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
reverse
There you
is
go.
yeah.
So yeah, I unlocked it, but it wasn't. I was always catching like low and like down here, and it was barely coming over again. And then winter in Iowa happened, and my rope. So I wasn't going outside to flow very much. My rope had shrunk about a foot. So it went from like 8 feet down to 7 feet. So I was still, I have 8 foot ceilings. I was still hitting the ceiling inside if I was doing like trying to do a back mill or something.
Right,
Even sneaks sometimes would hit the ceiling. But surprisingly, practicing a mic release was like contained in this
right,
small, and every once in a while, it'd like fly off and
yeah,
hit my wife would be like, the kids are sleeping, dude, like calm down. But I just, I don't know. I was inside for a while because it was cold, and so I was just kind of twirling it. I was doing my rope flow twirly flips inside, so it just kind of clicked one day, and I realized I'd love to compare notes on this actually. I realize I think it's the pump of it. I try to give it energy or a flick or whatever you would call it from like about, if you're going clockwise, I try to give it energy from like about 6 o'clock up to, it's almost like a scoop, up to 9 or 10 o'clock. and then you like let it take its own energy around, and then you
Mm,
hit it again towards the bottom. And the reverse is, for me at least, it's a little more, you give it energy more towards like 8 or 9 o'clock, and help it go over the top.
mm,
Or at least that's how I think about it.
right, right. I'm
Maybe I'm doing something then different than I'm thinking about, but
no, but you got it. I just don't think of it as like the clock face, so I'm just having
mm,
trouble remembering what I do
sorry.
and then where is 8 o'clock.
Sorry.
But
So like from the bottom to about horizontal.
yeah, I would say though, like the definitely the bottom part is like I think that
Hmm.
is where my intention is,
Hmm.
and I think for me, I just try to keep it. What do you call it? Take out the slack, just
Mm.
as you know before, even before the release, during
Yes.
as much, and then sometimes you get like the perfect one. It's just like it's effortless,
Yeah.
and it's like I can't describe it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. I'm working on the, like you do it for a while, and
Uh,
that looks cool. I'd like to work on that.
yeah, yeah. It's a little hard with some ropes. It gets like
Mm.
tangled, so I gotta have the right rope. Yeah, because I wanted to ask you because for me, I unlocked the mic releases pretty quickly, but refining it took so long. And for some people, it's like reverse. It takes them a while to unlock, but then it's kind of clean.
No, mine was about like yours, where it's like I could kind of technically do it, but then there was like another, when I learned the reverse, it's like it all clicked. The reverse, I didn't even try it for a while, and then I learned it pretty quickly and was like, oh, this feels easier actually.
Oh, really?
And then
Okay.
it helped me with the regular one.
Wow, that's interesting. It makes sense, but I don't think I've ever heard anyone else say that.
Mm. Yeah, and then oh gosh, what is his name? You had him on Rope Flow Journey.
Yeah, Sam.
Sam, okay, Sam, sorry. So he had a little video not too long ago about like an extra half a turn where the handle comes over. Um,
Mhm.
there were like, he was like 3 ways to do mic releases,
Okay, okay.
and how you catch it, and that clicked something for me too. Where I was like, oh, I can give it a little bit more and like catch it in a different place.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, it's so deep the things that you could do. It's crazy. You could. It's.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I tell myself, no, it is a good thing.
No, it is a good, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Do you have like a goal or a focus that you're working on now? Like,
Yeah,
what are some of your
I
future
want to.
goals?
Well, I want to push into biomechanics and moving well. I want to push into like footwork. I haven't yet, but I my kind of overarching goal for this year is like, again, go back to the beginning and it, yeah, just not fix, that's the wrong word, but learn better movement in general
Hmm.
and incorporate that into rope flow, because I'm kind of waist up is how I think, and it's
Hmm.
such I've kind of ignored my feet,
Hmm.
and so I'd like to just move in general better. Uh, Again, mentioning Rope Flow Mastermind, they had like an assessment that where they would assess like your fundamentals and
Right, right.
some of the intermediate stuff, and I just realized like, oh, that this would be a really good area to push into for me, would be just, yeah, footwork, movement, that kind of thing.
Right, right.
Um, yeah, that would be the main focus this year, I think.
Yeah, and like at the end of the day, the thing that's removing the rope is like your body. So it would like
Sure. Yeah.
it's only gonna get better, as your movement
Yep.
gets better too.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
When did you join the Instagram community? Do you remember around when?
Like December, I think, of 25. I think maybe December or November. It was like not too long after I joined the mastermind community. I think my brothers were getting sick of me sending them videos. Like I was like, I just unlocked this, and it really got to the point of where they just like ignore my texts, because and I was like, man, I have no one to talk to about this. So I set up a little account, and I made a different one because I didn't want like high school friends and
Yeah, yeah,
college
same here.
friends to see me learning rope flow, swinging a rope in my backyard. But um, so yeah, I think around December of 25. And then one of the things I wanted to mention is just how welcoming the whole community is. Like I was just thinking like I want to just kind of jump into the conversation. I see there's a conversation here. I kind of want to jump into it somehow. I know it's bad, but da da da,
Yeah,
here.
you gotta like you just gotta take the
You
leap,
gotta,
and then we're all
right.
you know.
Yeah, and then I was like pleasantly surprised, like people that like when you're new and you're just sort of dipping your toe in the water, and then people who you perceive as really good are like commenting on your stuff and saying this is awesome. You like that's very powerful.
Yeah,
That's and I hope the rope flow community keeps that kind of affect or attitude because it's yeah, it is a real. I know we all live in different places for the most part, but it does a lot to have other people. On the one hand, it's like okay, yeah, we're swinging a rope around. On the other hand, it's about moving your body and expressing yourself, and people hold that fairly close to their ego. And so when you're encouraged in that area, I think it can be pretty powerful.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I haven't been a part of like other communities, but I assume it's kind of rare, like what we have going on here.
Hmm. Yeah, I think so. I think yeah, it'll be interesting as it gets bigger how to hang on to that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's harder as things get bigger.
that
Um,
is
but
definitely true.
yeah, if so anyway, now I don't have tons of time to just spend on Instagram all the time, although I'm on there more than I should be now. But um, I try to notice if someone's new and and it comes up. I try to like give them what like like hey, jump in here. This is great, and keep going. Because yeah, that's what
Yeah.
a lot of people did for me, and it's great.
And to be honest, it's getting easier and easier like every time. It's like, wow, we got a new guy here and he's already doing this.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And then so one last thing. What's like is there a community in Iowa? Are you the only person doing it right now?
That I know of. Yeah, I have. I had a friend, so I did post one video to my normal account, and I had a friend reach out, and she was like, "What is this? Is this a workout? Is it just for fun? Is it like, what are you doing here?" And she ended up buying a rope
Oh
and
wow.
has been asking me questions. So I've just been like kind of pointing her in the right direction, and sent her all like your guys' accounts. And so, but yeah, no one else that I know of around here is doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a personal Instagram account too. I posted like one of my, what I thought was one of my best flows. I got like maybe 17 likes. I was like, you know what, screw this.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I barely use it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Hmm.
I was gonna ask you something else, but I forgot. Is there anything else you wanted to bring up?
I don't think so. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I'm just very appreciative to have found this community of people and to get some good direction. And yeah, I mean, it's just fun. It's a thing that I can see myself doing till I'm 70 or 80, and
Yeah.
it's fun to come across stuff that has a long runway. Um, yeah.
And it's
So,
crazy that no one's really done it except for maybe like David. No one's really done it for a decade yet. Not that I
sure.
know of. So
Sure.
it's just,
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. It'll be great to see what it turns into.
Yeah.